Hi Cancer, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you your monthly money and career tarot reading for the month of May 2022. Thank you so much for joining me. And I do want to remind you, as always, this is general for the month, so just take what resonates. But as well, thank you in advance for your likes, comments, and subscriptions to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you for the love and support. And as well, to book a personal reading with myself, just reach out via email. I'll definitely get that started for you. They're always accurate. I'll leave everything you need in the description box below. That is not how I expected to present that. Anyways, the overall message I channeled for you, Cancer, for your money and career, of course, for May, you received absolute success, shining towards the money. Absolute success, shining towards the money. You're going to feel just a little bit showy throughout the month, more so at certain points than others. But yeah, your motivation is the money, to say the very least, or at least most of which. We have freedom and forgiveness at the center of the reading. Oh yeah, we're going to begin by pulling messages from the Soul's Journey deck, however many we get, aiming for a few, and then we'll further speak upon your month, your situation, with the Light Seers Tarot deck. But anyways, freedom and forgiveness. Your personality is going to come in handy is what they're saying, but in the midst of desiring a level of freedom, or feeling like it's inevitable to see a level of freedom come to be, at least to an extent, throughout this month, and even more so moving forward, they're saying the upcoming months, you're given a chance to forgive oneself for not making the best out of certain past opportunities, or for being so hard on oneself, or for overworking and not prioritizing other areas of your life, right? Lacking that balance in a sense. But to forgive oneself for restricting yourself of a level of freedom once upon a time, right? Or just maybe even in this upcoming month and months moving forward, for the majority of you, it feels like just this one month, you're restricting oneself of a level of freedom. Forgive yourself. It feels like it's out of respect for the money, okay? They're saying keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on the prize for Cancer. Beautiful. Okay, wow. We have health at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you feel a bit guilty for one reason or another, but we're going to put that back as you're being reminded to discipline oneself and just do what you have to do throughout the month. Even if you feel like you have a lot going on within your heart, your soul, your mind, feels like you're going through a personal transformation, to say the least. But health being a true focus, are you feeling healthy in the process of producing your work, developing, doing a lot of communicating throughout the month? Feeling overly serious, but why is that? Not saying to overly force it or exude oneself or just fake a smile in any way, shape, or form. Be true to how you're feeling and who you are, you know, what you're going through. But I feel like at certain points you're not overly smiley or overly joyful in the midst of working or making money or just within a financial investment, even certain conversations, because you're not fully fulfilled in one way, shape, or form, or you feel like you're missing something. And that is something you need to either remind oneself of in a simplistic manner or come to terms with by the end of the month in order to figure out what needs to be adjusted or what do I simply need to let go of once and for all right? To have a free mind, to have a free soul, going back to that freedom card. We're beginning with success. Beautiful card to get for a money and career read is you're reminded the level of success you're achieving throughout the month is outstanding, okay? You're having absolute success, going back to the overall message, and it feels quite individualistic. It's feeling as if nobody and nothing can stand in your way. You are allowing for changes to transpire in an inspirational manner where you just see things succeeding for oneself left and right. You know there's big changes on the horizon as well when it comes to your career, and potentially even wrapping up into certain financial investments like your living situation or other contracts. But I feel like you're just reminding people change is a must, right? Understanding that you are succeeding a lot throughout the month, but not feeling like it's enough or lacking a level of fulfillment. You could potentially be reminding oneself why you made a recent change or plan for one in the recent months. Does that make sense? Things are starting to connect to a certain extent, but I just feel like there's a part of you that's overly serious a hint of emotion, but shining all the meanwhile. As it says, you are shining, you're glowing towards the money being your main motivation, with success and potentially helping other people and seeing a better life for oneself. They're saying even travel, all wrapping up into where you're feeling driven towards your motivation, right? They're saying what drives you, what lights you up. Think about that throughout the month. Envy. Do not be surprised if you find a level of envy aimed towards you at certain points of the month for the success you're experiencing, for the money comfort that you're experiencing throughout the month, or for the improvements that are coming to be. You could even find that you switch it up recently or throughout this month and people are looking in with their consistent or plateauing situation, right? They're saying boring and feeling the need to compare or envy you for being different or for changing it up or just experiencing more. Don't let it get the best of you, because I feel like there's a potential you could push oneself to overthink where you're at or what you're achieving due to it. Absolutely not. You could even envy other people at certain points in the month for having different talents that you just don't have within. But I need to remember that you contain what you do for a reason, to utilize the skill sets, the knowledge, the wisdom you've gained over time to your advantage moving forward, especially when it comes to certain detours or a switch up that you feel is inevitable on the horizon. Know oneself best, or get to know oneself best over this month and moving forward, so you can transform your life for the better. And cut any level of envy out, period, or minimalize it, okay? They're saying it's a work in progress. Empathy. You could be empathic to an extent or feel you're very sensitive to energy, but I feel like you're being pushed in a lot of ways to see both sides of a situation, right? To take the lighter side of things when it comes to your approach, not to overdo it, right? Not to over wrap oneself up with something emotionally or get so passionately driven towards a goal, especially financially, career-wise, to, they're saying even even in connections. Do you see how I stumbled on my words when it came to connections? To see both sides, but not to get so passionate with them that it diminishes the extreme amount of success, the absolute amount of success that you could experience moving forward. Or you get a taste of it and then it fizzles away. Does that make sense? Feels like your career and money situation is teaching a lot of important lessons throughout the month, and potentially has recently and moving forward with other, in regards to other areas, situations of your life. It's a transformative month for you, to say the least. Wow. I really feel like there's a push to just do what's right for you. You could be thinking thoroughly about love. The love for oneself, love for your career, how much you'd love to acquire and spend money, okay? At the very least, acquire it and chase it. But I feel like you're also thinking about romance and whatnot when you're at work. Try not to overthink it or dwell on certain matters, or let it take over when you're at work, all right? Focus on what you're doing, developing, creating, or where you're at once again in the moment. It's going to benefit the quality of your work. Try to separate the areas of your life, if you will. And that includes when you leave work or you finish your day or your week. Try not to let the frustration or the difficulties seep over into other areas outside of that. But a push to walk towards the sun and do what's right for you, to walk towards your happiness, right? And recognize that's where the abundance lies, an abundant fresh start, if you will. I need to have patience with oneself, as you do get a little bit nervous at certain points. I can't help but recognize that I'm feeling on edge right now, a bit anxious. My heart is racing. I need to have patience with certain outside factors and with how much you're feeling burnt out at certain points, tired. And therefore, when you get quite burnt out or tired and overworked, partially due to oneself, putting a lot on your plate, you then get a little bit emotional, being prepped to fly towards new experiences or to make the best out of where you're at, but then just recognizing or being pushed to recognize who and what's making you even more nervous or on edge, or not the healthiest. All the meanwhile, they're saying don't feel guilty for feeling that way, okay? Let's keep pulling. The Five of Cups, there's part of you that's expecting the worst throughout the month. You could even find that other people expect the worst when it comes to a change you made recently, or just how things are transpiring for you, right? The future being a huge factor, a huge fear for you and or other people or specific somebody in your situation. Don't let it get the best of you. I need to turn this in the reverse position and expect the best. And allow for yourself to remember that your mindset, your expectations, your approach plays into how much you manifest in a positive light or a negative light, okay? Your mind being one of your best tools at this point. Even if you feel your emotions at times do take over too much, okay? Nobody's perfect, as you're going to notice that your ideas, your developments, your creations, your way of thinking and approaching things being so individualistic takes a huge highlight. Feels like you're put on stage at certain points for the way you do what you do. It's interesting because this King of Wands was in the reverse, but I was just told to put it in the upright. With the Six of Pentacles and the King of Wands, it's like you go from feeling a lack of confidence, a lack of strength, right? A lack of fire within for what you're doing or where you've moved or are moving. And then the spark happens within you. A level of abundance comes in to wake you up or to remind you how strong you truly are, or how much you are being rewarded with by the universe for all the hard work and effort you've been putting forth. To remember to see both sides once again. I have no idea why that's coming through at this point in the reading for a second time. But it's like you're being gifted more money, gifted more success, more rewards, once again, abundance in a multitude of forms. They're saying recognition is a plus, okay? So eat it up, enjoy oneself in the midst of all of which. And just a reminder once again to expect the best until the best, or just in general, okay? Yeah, again, needing to throw certain worries, difficulties, stresses up in the air. You could find that it's hard not to bring certain work issues or stresses, even that energy, home with you from work, or just holding on to it in your mind, your heart and soul, desiring a fresh start and being pushed to recognize there's something to learn from the whirlwind in one's mind. As you're reminded that a fresh start you embarked upon recently or will moving forward contains a lot of success for oneself, as you need to embrace those slow moving moments throughout the month. And I feel like you will, but you could find that outside factors want you to move faster, or the feeling in the air, you know what I mean? Certain timelines. Take a deep breath, okay? It's truly a month where you're spiritually connected, to say the least, and you're reminded change is a must, to continuously embrace it, to implement it when you feel the need to, by thinking about where you want to travel, where you want to spend your money, that you're so diligently, so passionately chasing. So you're chasing your dreams, chasing certain travel goals, but most importantly, chasing that money, out of respect for your comfort, stability, and just to be able to treat others potentially. But more importantly, so you can just do what you want to do when you want to do it, all right? And that includes just treating oneself or treating other people once again, but getting a lot of important downloads in regards to what is lacking, what you desire, and how to make that happen. Being reminded that when you're feeling peaceful, there's something to learn. When you're feeling peaceful in the midst of all you have to accomplish, why is that? Ask oneself. This is how you need to be moving forward, so you don't feel overly stressed, overly anxious, or don't, they're saying, damage or hinder certain other areas of your life, okay? Again, a huge learning month, a huge transformative month for oneself, where you see a lot of success taking place, but it could be hard to focus on. Some of you might be struggling to not stress over your money, or you could find this a situation that you just don't fit in with, okay? There's a key to a new door that you'll be given soon enough. They're saying the universe wants to help you. But we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Five of Wands, feeling like it's sometimes a never-ending battle, but you just are reaching for that passion, reaching for, I'm seeing this as a money sign in the midst of this fire, reaching for what you desire as the wheel turns for you, but you need to ground oneself, put that other foot down, and recognize it doesn't have to be difficult in the process, right? It doesn't have to be overcomplicated by oneself, as you have a level of manifestation taking place that is truly impressive, right? So again, utilize your mind to your best advantage, as there are certain points in the month where things feel light and airy, but very colorful if you look at these two cards. You're reminded of the financial success you deserve, and are getting a huge taste of recently and throughout this month at the very least. You're seeing oneself recognize that you want a family life for oneself, or to improve one's family life, right? Or at the very least to just live a powerful, emotionally fulfilling, individualistic lifestyle. However it works for you, you're being pushed to recognize you can make your dreams become your reality. Transform it, okay? Transform oneself in the midst of all of which. Keep it positive and optimistic. Work towards it, which I know you will, and you'll manifest it all the meanwhile. Keep your goals in mind, but do not stress it, okay? Do not stress over them. Learning a lot, doing research throughout the month in regards to your independence, what you want to reach for, and that's why you're going to get where you want to, okay? Because you don't settle. You don't just complain. You don't just decide not to put in the hard work. You are putting in the areas that you need to, the efforts towards manifesting, but at times you'll forget one of which, or do you know what I'm saying? So just a need to keep all of which in mind and move forward with the utmost confidence, being truly key at this time, as you're noticed for a lot throughout the month. Let's pull one more. Do embrace the alone time throughout the month, as I feel like that's when you produce the best quality work, or you just inevitably have to be alone at times. It's a chance to heal, to rest one's beautiful, potentially wounded heart, and to replenish oneself, regeneration, if you will, from all you've been through, all the work you've been putting forth. There's a chance to re-implement that glow as you shine and develop one's inner soul, if you will, so dramatic, as you head towards all the money you truly deserve, the success, and recognize that loving oneself is where it begins, but to love one's career, your individual path, and that strive and path towards financial achievements, financial success and comfort, that's what it's all about, okay? I need to recognize, again, your approach and your mindset, your feeling about it all definitely plays into it. And it's again a month where you're receiving a level of absolute abundance and success, as I struggle to speak, and seeing oneself glowing and shining towards that money that is most definitely meant for you and only you. So let's pull a card or two from the Small Making Magic deck. I just saw the Dragonfly card talking about you bringing light to this world. You could have heavy fire in your chart, or again, talking about that passion within you. And as well, you could have heavy water in your chart, besides Cancer or other Cancer placements, but a need to cleanse one's energy, especially with water, when you have the chance to. Breaking bad habits, spending, it could be, you know, your mental habits or just your work habits. Happy love. A reminder will come through, you deserve that happy love in a multitude of forms, as you're being pushed to cleanse, purify, and protect the physical body, while achievements take place left and right. Beautiful. So I hope this was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Go have yourself an amazing month, and I'll definitely see you next time. Bye, Cancer.